First up, we're in Columbus, Ohio, at the Franklin County Government Center for the sentencing of 44-year-old Donald Mullins. He was found guilty of aggravated burglary, robbery, and theft. Mullins had stolen $500 from an elderly neighbor, but a sweet tooth proved to be his undoing, as his DNA was found at the scene on a cookie. At sentencing, Judge Mark Surratt issues Mullins a sentence of 4 to 6 years in prison. But this defendant has a much sweeter deal in mind. Mullins flees the 6th floor courtroom and 2 deputies quickly follow behind. Mullins appears to let go of a radio that was secured to one of the deputies' uniforms before jumping over a balcony railing and landing on the 5th floor. The 2 deputies continue their pursuit while 2 others join the scene. And soon the commotion catches the attention of several onlookers, including this guy who was just sitting on a bench in the hallway minding his own business. As for Mullins, his escape attempt has a bitter ending when he lands on the 5th floor and is badly injured. He's unable to get up and lays on the floor for several minutes with law enforcement surrounding him. He was later taken to Grant Medical Center, where he was treated for a broken leg and a head injury. Donald Mullins was charged with escaping custody and was expected to get additional time for his failed getaway.
You're a crook, and you have been one for a long time.
Next, we head to San Antonio, Texas, for the sentencing of Andrea Vasquez. The 44-year-old mother, a convicted felon with a history of theft, has pled guilty to 4 counts of felony theft. A year earlier, Vasquez set up a charity event to raise money for the San Antonio chapter of There For You, a national charity that provides wigs to cancer patients. She did it through a foundation her teenage daughter created called Fashion for Cancer. The event raised $20,000. The only problem was, despite being presented an oversized $20,000 check at the event, the charity never received the donation from Vasquez, and Vasquez pocketed the money. She was arrested after she failed to pay the vendors who helped organize the event. Now she's about to learn her sentence from Judge Joey Contreras. Per the plea agreement, the max she can receive is 8 years in prison. First, the judge hears from the vendors, who have yet to receive payment.
2 months after, and there was still no money.
Next, it was Vasquez who took the stand. She's hoping to convince the judge she was just trying to do the right thing, but got in over her head.
I have no idea or anything of the fashion business at all. I don't. I was mom. We got stuck paying for liquor for these VIPs and people handing out more tickets. It was just total chaos.
Vasquez also claimed it was really her teenage daughter who was in charge of the foundation, though no charges were ever filed against her. After hearing the testimony, it was time for the judge to decide whether she deserves sympathy or not.
Ms. Vasquez, you're a crook, and you have been one for a long time. Your record bears that out. Now I know how these people got swindled by you. You're a good talker. You're a very good talker. And you know what the most offensive, disgusting part of this whole proceeding is? Is that your response is, if I did anything wrong, it was not watching what my daughter did. A woman who will steal from victims in the names of helping cancer and then walk into court and throw her own daughter under the bus and say the only thing I did wrong was not stopping my daughter from being a crook deserves way more than 8 years. And I really profoundly regret that I can only give you 8 years on each one.
And with that, the judge gave her the max.
It'll be the judgment of this court. In each cause, you will serve an 8-year sentence. Is there anything else? Okay, we're in recess.
In addition to the 8 years, Vasquez was ordered to pay restitution to the vendors to whom she owed money.
You are selfish, you are egotistical, and all you do is take from people.
Next, we head to Ohio for the sentencing of Kevin Schrock. He's pled no contest to aggravated trespass, endangering children, and voyeurism. Schrock climbed onto the roof of the victim's home, who he did not know, and looked through her window while she undressed. He also tried to enter the premises, but was unsuccessful. Not only that, while he was spying on the woman, Schrock left his baby son alone in the car. According to police reports, the victim saw Schrock at her door and called 911. He was later caught by police outside a nearby home, hiding in the bushes. The 27-year-old's facing a maximum of 6 months in the county jail. The judge is Chris Green. Before he announces his sentence, the defense attorney speaks on behalf of Schrock.
Your Honor, he does have a good job. He works for a Fortune 500 company. He does work hard. He is remorseful for what happened. If the court will give him the opportunity, he would like to apologize to the victims in this case.
But instead, the judge decides to give the victim, a distraught wife and young mother, standing just a few feet away, the opportunity to speak first.
He's taking my whole life away from me. When I seen him trying to get into my door that night, he was on my roof. He completely saw me naked. It watched me get dressed. I have to move out of my home I just moved into. Everything has been taken from me. Even though he didn't get into my house, it feels like he did.
The judge is highly sympathetic to the victim.
You know, you're a brave young woman for even coming in. I hope that things get a whole lot better for you. You don't deserve this. There's nothing you've ever done that you deserve what happened to you.
The judge then turns to the defendant.
Sir, what do you want to tell me?
I first would like to apologize. I really did not mean to hurt anyone. I so badly wish I could take things back. I cannot make any excuses for the actions of that night. I truly wish there was something I could do to give some sort of peace.
But you can't, sir, because sometimes your actions are not fixable.
Now, Judge Green has a few words for Schrock he'd like to get off his chest.
You've imprisoned her. She didn't want to go outside. She's scared. She looks over her shoulder. She hears a noise at night. She doesn't know what it is.
He lets the defendant know if this had happened at his house, there would have been a very different outcome.
I tell you something, you walked into my house, I saw you looking through my window, you walked into my house, you'd have had an 8-9 millimeter slug right between your eyes. You'd be dead today.
This judge isn't done.
You are selfish, you are egotistical, you are manipulative, and you only care about yourself. And I know that's absolutely true because you had a baby sitting in the car while you did this. You put that baby's life in danger. You did. It's your baby. Truthfully, weak and pathetic. It's what I see.
Judge Green then puts those words into action when he issues his sentence. Instead of just 6 months in a county jail, the judge sentences Schrock to 230 days of jail time and 360 days of house arrest.
If I just send him to jail in a short time period, I can't protect anymore. I want to try to give you the peace of mind as long as I can, that you've got somebody watching over you.
In addition to house arrest, Schrock's sentenced to 5 years probation. He also cannot have contact with the victim and must register as a Tier 1 sex offender. The judge then issues a final warning.
I will promise you something, sir. You step out of line 1 centimeter, and I will just put you down in the county jail for as long as I can put you down there. She is never, ever to see your face again.
Next, we head to the Hillsborough County Courthouse in Tampa, Florida. Inmate Robert Bridges, who's been in custody for 5 months, is sitting inside the Hillsborough Circuit Court for a hearing in a criminal case where he faces burglary and grand theft charges. Sergeant Tracy Wallace, an 18-year veteran, along with 2 Hillsborough County deputies, are in the courtroom in full uniform, providing courtroom security. Bridges, secured with leg shackles as well as handcuffed in front with an attached waist chain, is sitting at the end of the inmate bench, very close to Sergeant Wallace. Bridges pays close attention to Wallace as she walks out. As she returns, he remains focused on the sergeant. And once she gets close enough, Bridges jumps to his feet and makes his move, trying to grab the deputy's holstered sidearm. Bridges stands up and grabs for the deputy's gun with both hands. But Wallace turns to her right and blocks Bridges' grasp. The 2 other uniformed deputies immediately spring into action, pushing Bridges back into his seat before picking him up and carrying him out of the courtroom. As for the original charges, he pled no contest and served just over 3 years in prison. As a result of the incident, Bridges was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and depriving an officer of means of protection. Next, we go to a sentencing hearing in Arapahoe County, Colorado. The defendant is 27-year-old James Holmes. He's been charged with killing 12 people and injuring 70 during a mass shooting inside an Aurora movie theater. 2 weeks later at sentencing, District Attorney George Brockler, representing the state, makes the case for the death penalty.
Nobody's born a mass murderer. How many videos of him 8 years and younger, or pictures of him with his family, would it take to outweigh that horror?
And that's when someone in the gallery makes a statement of their own.
He's wrong. His mental illness is everything. I'm the biological mother. She's the surrogate. They took him away from me, and they adopted because they know that.
The person screaming is Deborah Cave, a member of the gallery who's not Holmes's biological mother and has no personal connection to the case or the defendant. According to reporters, Cave, who's off camera, climbed over 3 rows before making her outburst.
He's wrong. His mental illness is everything. I'm the biological mother. She's the surrogate. They took him away from me, and they adopted because they know they have mental illness. Tell you, all of my family's full of FBI. He's got violence in his blood. We need to know. Don't kill him. Don't kill him. It's not his fault. I'm
All right, please be seated, everyone.
After she's removed, Cave is charged with contempt of court.
I think I forgot to make one other finding. Ms. Cave's conduct was offensive to the authority and dignity of the court.
I apologize.
And I appreciate the apology.
It looks like Cave may have learned her lesson.
My job in this direct contempt proceeding is to defend the dignity of the court, especially in a proceeding that is being broadcast and that is being viewed by as many people as this one is.
Or maybe not.
Hold on. Should have dignity of humanity and not have a death penalty. It offends me as a human being that other human beings kill each other legally.
All right, ma'am. Thank you for that.
Cave is sent to county jail and forced to undergo a mental health evaluation. She eventually pled guilty to obstructing government operations and was sentenced to a year of probation. As for Holmes, he was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole.